Here's 3 projects I bet you're not making, but you should be.
My son is growing taller and faster than a piece of crabgrass in a beautiful lawn. So using this acrylic template and this beautiful piece of white oak, I'm gonna make a growth chart to measure his height from here forward. So let's head over to the router table and use a 1/2 inch flush trim compression bit. These work awesome for these type projects. I've seen growth charts around for years, but never with this fun puzzle joinery and interchangeable numbers 1 through 6. Simply pop them into place, route out the number corresponding to his age, and get going. I'm going to attach my faceplate and start routing out these dashes like a ruler. Blow it out, and then work on the numbers. This is going together smoothly. Look at that. How fun, right? You could use black walnut, white oak, or any different species and join them all together, since the template has a fun puzzle locking design. Making this a fun project for anyone. And I got the idea from a customer of mine asking me not too long ago if I sold growth charts. And at that time I didn't, but now that I made this template, I can batch this product out and see where it takes me. I decided to add resin into these numbers and the dashes. I just was going for that dimensional pop, you know? Originally I was gonna paint it, but I thought this would be primo. Once I glued all the pieces together, I placed them in my pipe clamps, and I clamped it down for about an hour, hour and a half, and that was all it took. I did take a wet rag off camera and wipe off the excess glue just to help with sanding and just clean up. Once it was done, it came out like this. Only thing left is to add some finish. Pretty fun project, and now I can measure my son's height. Are you making growth charts?
Ooh, it's hot as hell in here. Let's move on to project number 2.
Let's make a portable and affordable DIY router table. Insert those dog hole clamps, place the boards down, and then lock them in with these Craig jig clamps. That worked flawlessly. Hands-free sanding. I love it. Here's how I built it. Let's begin tracing the shape of this acrylic template on the plywood. The plywood is 2 feet by 2 feet. Then we're going to shade in the area that we're going to remove using a drill and a jigsaw to remove the excess. Now let's use this flush trim bit. Then we're going to attach my faceplate, line up the corresponding holes with your router, add these handles, and this is going to add stability, balance, and just make the process more fun. Get to routing. This was coming out great. Look how smooth it is. It's perfect. Now we're going to use this bit that's going to work pretty much like a rabbet. You see, we want the acrylic template to sit flush with the plywood, so that way we could route anything out. Then using my dog hole template for the perfect alignment, we're going to drill these holes, adhere the template back into place, and flush trim it. This was so satisfying. And once that process was complete, it was time to set up a couple of sawhorses, because after all, this is going to be a portable router table for the field. I'd been needing this for a long time. You can access it from underneath very easily, and check it out. We're going to run a couple of boards through for a test drive, and this is going great. Again, we're back to those dog hole clamps that I got from Craig Jig. This will help me with hands-free sanding and just holding things in place while I'm in the field. I've been needing it for a long time. What do you think? Should I add another feature to it?
Before I melt, let's move on to project number 1, which I'm sure you haven't tried yet, but you definitely need to.
Are you ready for a twisted creation of teak and walnut? Yeah, me too. But the problem is it's hotter than Hell's Kitchen, and the struggle is real. Moving forward, grab the template and some black walnut, and we're going to head over to the router table and flush trim this piece exactly. By the way, check out these rounded finger joints. How cool is that? It's so satisfying. I just love it when 2 species are able to come together, just like this. That went flawlessly. Using the glue, we're going to be sure to lube it up really well. And then we're just going to slip it in. Okay, well, that was awkward. Let's clamp it down, let it sit for about an hour, hour and a half. Then we're going to lightly sand it, and before you knew it, I was ready for a squirt. Oh my God, here we go. Wipe it in, get it all smooth, watch that grain pop, and before you know it, you got the perfect board, and 2 species were joined together to make this fun creation. I have to ask you, have you tried 2 different species? And if not, which 2 should I try next? Be sure to comment, let me know. I would love to know how I could add more fun looks and dimensional pop to my projects. And I'll have a link to all the tools used in the description box.